All right, so let's go ahead and add a new workflow process to a special folder dedicated to some special offers for the Livingston Hotels and Resorts. All right, if you're not already on the Livingston Hotels and Resorts site, make sure you are logged in and go to the Livingston Hotels and Resorts either by clicking on the top left icon here or navigating via the site selector. Okay. Once we're here, go ahead and open up the content section and go to web content. All right, we're going to start by adding a folder for our special offers so that we can set up our workflow. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on add and folder. All right, we're going to call this one special offers and click save. All right, now like I mentioned, we can add workflow onto our folders for web content and documents via these folder restrictions, okay? So let's go ahead and do that with our new special offers folder. Click on options and edit next to the special offers folder here and open the new section that says structure restrictions and workflow, okay? So you'll see here we can either default to whatever the workflow process is for the top level, which currently is nothing. We can define specific restrictions and workflow for this folder, which is designating specific structures as well as a workflow. Or we can just go ahead and set the default workflow here as well. Okay. Now for our purposes, we're not specifying any individual structure. So we want to go ahead and just set the default workflow for the folder. All right, so choose that third option. And we're going to use the default single approver workflow found on the platform. So go ahead and select single approver and then go ahead and click save. Okay, so now whenever we add a new special offer into the folder, it's going to go through a workflow process so that we can make sure everything looks good. Our copy editing team can take a look at it and we can go ahead and make sure it's good to go, and then it will be published onto the main site. All right, now before we do that, we're going to go ahead and import some new structures and templates that we can work with for this chapter and the next chapter as well. All right, so go ahead and click on the options menu at the top right, export import, click on import, and select file. All right, go ahead and go to your exercises. Again, those will be in the C Liferay or user home Liferay folder. And go to the 9th section, Managing Process Workflow. And here we'll select the banner and offers.lar. Okay, so go ahead and open that up, click Continue, and Import. All right, and once we see successful, again, we can close the pop-up here. And now we can go ahead and add a new special offer to our configured folder. So go to the special offers folder that we just created and configured. Click add at the top right. All right, and choose the special offer option. All right, so for the title here, we're going to type in Bavarian special offer. Okay, and you can go ahead and just copy that if you'd like. We're also going to add that in as the specials title here as well. Now for the actual text that we will add, we have a text file in your exercises. So go ahead and open up your exercises. Again, go to the 9th section in your exercises. Open up bavaria.txt and copy the text that we have there. All right, and we're going to paste the text into the specials content section. Okay, so we have title, heading, and content. We're skipping heading for now and just adding it into the content section. All right, and here we can go ahead and add our image. So click on select image. All right, we can click on documents and media, this tab here, if we want to make sure that our image goes into the documents and media repository. If we keep it on web content images, it will just be scoped to web content. Okay. From here, go ahead and click on Select File. Make sure you navigate to that 9th section of your exercises again, and choose the Bavaria JPEG. We can open that up. We can click Add. And now when we scroll all the way to the bottom, we will see Submit for Publication instead of Publish. Okay, this is indicating to us that it's going to go through a review process before it is available to the rest of the platform. So go ahead and click on Submit for Publication. All right, now you'll see pending. Now we can see pending because, well, number one, we're an admin, but if we created the content, we would also be able to see pending. Nobody else outside of the workflow process will be able to see this pending content until it's actually walked through the review process. So for simplicity, let's go ahead and review it as ourselves. Okay, so open up the user panel, and you can go ahead and click on notifications. Now we've been getting notified as we've been doing these exercises together, but this is going to be the top notification. So go ahead and click on the notification that says Josiah Copeland sent you a web content article for review. All right, and what this will do is this will bring us to the specific content that needs to be reviewed. And here we can do a few things. We can assign it to ourselves. We can change the due date. We can assign it to someone else. We could even view and edit the content if we have the proper permissions, which is perfect for copy editors who would step into this process and make sure that everything looks good. All right, but for our purposes, we can go ahead and click on the options menu at the top and assign this to ourselves. Okay, and at any point during this process, we can add comments that will be saved in the history of the review process. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and type in something like reviewing the offer and then click done. Now that we have this assigned to ourselves, we need to actually, of course, review the content. So we can go ahead and click on the view, that little eyeball there next to the article if we'd like. We'll see the offer. Now keep in mind, sometimes the review here is not going to have the same layout that you would see on the actual pages themselves. So for our purposes now, we could review the content. Okay, we can review the general design, although the image is going to obviously be scaled. Okay, and we're good to go. We can go ahead and click on the back button. All right, and we can go ahead and click on options. You'll see some new options here: approve, reject, assign to. Okay, click on approve. For the comments here, I'm going to type something like looks good. Click done. All right, so now that we have approved it, we are good to go to actually view this on a page, which we will actually add to the page a little bit later. Okay, but what we've seen here from start to finish, we need to add the content. At that point, it will be available to those who are in the workflow process. They can assign it to themselves. They can, if they have the permissions, they can copy edit it, and then it can go through and be complete. All right. Now, again, this is the simple single approver workflow. What we're going to do in the next section is we're going to talk about how we can create our own workflow processes using the Kaleo designer. And then we'll go ahead and look at how we can actually create one together. So I'll see you in the next section.